What's going on, Motor City Sports Talk? We back. Early morning video. Don't do too many of these, but I want to talk about the Detroit Lions really quick. And also, we're going to continue to move on with some more content today. Pistons, Lions talk, never know. And how the chips will fall. We all patiently waiting for the Pistons to name a GM and a head coach, and they going through the process. And apparently they wanted to wait till after the holidays and closer to the draft to select the GM and a head coach. But right now we're talking about the Detroit Lions in the offense, and we're talking about ways that the Detroit Lions offense can improve, and Jim Bob Cooter can call a better game. So basically we can call this 5 ways the Detroit Lions can improve on offense in 2018. Now obviously, starting from the top of the list to the bottom of the list, the run game would definitely be number one, and pretty much that's out of his hands right now. That's in the offensive run game coordinator and the offensive line coach going to figure out ways to run the ball. So we don't have to harp on that. We talk about that for the last several months about the run game and how they need to find a new running back. They need to bring a veteran in. They did both of those things. So those things are already, been in rotation. We've been talking about how the run game can impact, special teams, field position with them, keep the defense rested, and keep drives sustained. But we talking about, just how impactful that it really is. Now going to number 2, after the run game, this is really in no chronological order. I think the usage of Golden Tate. I think they need to find some money plays, some consistent plays that work with Golden Tate, and he needs to be targeted more, man. He needs to be put in a position where he's in unbumpable routes, which they do. And he needs to be put in positions where, he's a volume catcher, because that's what he is. He's not a guy that's going to go out there and get you, 5 catches for, 160 yards like he's Randy Moss and 2 touchdowns. He's a volume catcher. He's a guy that should school any nickel cornerback in the slot on any given Sunday. He's a guy that can get open. He's a guy who's quick, who's now exclusively should be playing the slot. He's not an outside receiver, because he gets bumped and jammed, and he can't really get that separation like he was when he first got here. And I think they need to find ways to really feed Golden Tate in the slot and abuse that, man. Because you see, for example, you see how the Patriots did that with Wes Welker and Julian Edelman, and how eventually teams had to bracket them, and they had to double team them. They had to put extra zones and spies, extra spies and people, dropping the coverage underneath those short routes. And I think the Lions, and Jim Bob Cooter need to design plays for him to abuse defenses, and that will open up things for other receivers as well, man. I think that's very imperative. There's no way that, Golden Tate shouldn't have 100 balls. It's just no way. And also for Jim Bob Cooter, mixing the play calling up, man. Finding ways to be creative in this offense. Just like that creative play that the Eagles stole in the Super Bowl from the Lions. Creativity, man. All these weapons he got. Marvin Jones shouldn't be always lining up in the left side. And Kenny Galladay always shouldn't be lining up out wide. Do some things. Bunch them up. Change formations a little bit. Get creative. I think him getting creative with this offense is imperative, because most of his play calling is very bland and vanilla. It's very plain. And he has all these weapons out here. Marvin Jones, 6'2", that runs a 4.4. Kenny Galladay, 6'4", that run a 4.4. You got Luke Wilson this year who can get down the field and can stretch the field. You know what I'm saying? He had all these weapons. Theo Reddick, Amir Abdullah underneath. And even put Jamal Agnew on offense. Where's the creativity? It's the same plays every year. How many years we going to see this end around? It's time for him to get creative, man, in this offense, man. Very creative. And I understand people say, well, the offensive line didn't always allow them to be creative. And that's true. It didn't always allow them to be their most creative team, though, but still can do some things around that, And, they just gotta, he gotta be creative, man. He obviously, when the pressure wasn't on him, he was creative in the last game of the season. Very creative, and he has it in him. He definitely has it in him. And this is a make or break year for him. And people would say, off topic for man, Jim Caldwell held him back. Possibly so, because he wanted to make Stafford more of a game manager than a gunslinger. And And that's what that's what they wanted to do, man. But getting to number 4, and I believe number 4 is going to be third down conversions, man. That's what it's gonna be, man. Better third down plays, better money plays, better plays that go to the stick or past the stick. At the end of the day, I've seen several times with Jim Bob Cooter consistently, call plays that didn't reach the sticks on third downs. He called, very bland third down plays. And a lot of times he was in third and long, third and mid. It was very seldomly third and shorts for him. So with the running game, that should help improve, the third down walls. But he got to be better on calling plays, man. He got to be less predictable, man. And sometimes you got to take a shot downfield on third and long or third and short and third and mid. And let Stafford throw it because the defense is already crowding you trying to play the sticks. And he got to, come with better plays, man. Golden Tate should be a third down machine going back to number 2. He should be a third down machine, man. But better play calling on third down. You talking about the 5th one, red zone, man. That's imperative, man. And he wasn't real bad in the red zone, man, because equating and putting this into the equation where they didn't have a run game, and when you get to the red zone, everything is condensed, and they ain't got to worry about you running it in. But with Theo Reddick and Amir Abdullah, Kerryon Johnson catching the ball out the backfield this year, and Michael Roberts, who was a ultimate MAC red zone threat for Toledo in the MAC conference, he got to find some plays in the red zone that he really can abuse and take advantage of. That this field goal, this 3 points, man, that been going on in Detroit too long. He got to find plays in the red zone, and not just those fade routes to Kenny Galladay or fade routes to Marvin Jones, man. He got to find something that's creative, that's gonna work, and he should have better play action this year as well too with LeGarrette Blount, Kerryon Johnson. But he got to be creative with them backs out the backfield as well too with Theo Reddick. Theo Reddick is a matchup nightmare coming out the backfield. You know what I'm saying? You could put him on an option route where he can stab left or stab right, and nobody gonna keep up with him. He's very, very quick, and he gonna catch it when he get into the red zone. They got to find a way to work Michael Roberts in there. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a red zone threat than Luke Wilson, and they got to just be creative overall on offense. It's time to take the shackles off of Stafford, take that game manager halo off of him that Jim Caldwell put on him, and let him be good and let him be great, and expect the veteran to make the right decisions. We gone.